Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Backyard Musings, broadcasting live from the Double Wide in Apple Valley, California. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
Thanks for joining us today.
And we got a great sunny day. A little cool, but sunny.
It is a little bit chilly. I'm wearing my little thing to keep my neck warm.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Getting ready for the rain, though. We're going to have rain in the
Yes.
next 3 days.
Yeah. Get your wetsuits out. So, today the show is called Little White Lies. You probably saw that from the video, and we're going to talk about how the NSA is filming us from that airplane right there. But besides that, we're going to talk about the little white lies that the opposition tells, and you can't tell the difference between flat out lies and little white lies. So it looks like it all becomes lies.
And then it becomes true.
And then it becomes true.
Yeah, the more they tell it,
Goebbels said that,
yeah,
right?
The more you tell a lie, the more it becomes true. So
Yeah.
that's crazy.
So we're going to start off with a quote from Napoleon Bonaparte. You remember Napoleon Bonaparte?
I do,
Was
yeah.
he that movie?
Yeah. The guy
Was he
that
that
always
movie?
Yeah, the guy that had his. No, that's Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh,
This guy is the guy that had his hand stuck. And
Right.
Didn't turn out
French
too well.
guy.
French, yeah.
General,
French general.
Emperor.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Didn't turn out too well for him, though.
oh, he died.
Yeah.
He was exiled and died.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. History is a set of lies agreed upon. That's Napoleon Bonaparte. He said that. That's like looking at it half full, half empty, right?
Yeah. Yeah. He's.
It's one way of looking at it. Okay, are you frustrated by seemingly ridiculous things Dems say that aren't quite outright lies, but rather they're half-truths? Remember truth over facts? They always used to say that, truth over facts.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at some of them from recent news stories. No, we don't have enough time to go over all of Joe Biden's little lies, little white lies, but we got some here.
Stretched facts.
Stretch facts. Okay. He says that his son Bo died from injuries sustained in Iraq.
That's
it was
not
cancer, wasn't
accurate.
it?
Yeah, it was cancer, and I believe
Yeah.
he died here in the States, right?
Yeah. I had no contact with my son's business partners. And then what did that change to?
No business dealings.
And
with
no
my
business
son.
dealings, right?
Yeah.
With my son's business
Yeah,
partners.
we got photos of them on golf courses and
Testimony.
testimony. Yeah.
Tony Bobolinsky.
Yeah, that guy.
Tony.
That guy. He came forward at
Brave.
a great time, and yeah, exactly. Could you
Nobody
imagine?
believed him.
Well, I believed him.
I believed him too, but
and why that he just went away? I think he would still come back and testify.
well, he is. He's going behind closed doors. He's testifying.
Oh, good
Yeah,
deal.
yeah,
Well, that's
yeah.
good news. But I mean, let's hope everybody believes him this time. So.
What about this big one? Joe Biden has done all that he can do with his executive authority to stop the crisis at the border. That was a direct quote from him.
Yeah, and that is laughable. Just look at what's
The
happening
old
at
Air
the border.
Force salute.
Yeah, the border is wide open.
Wide.
It's not even a colander. It's just wide open.
How about this? It's highly unlikely the Taliban will take over. That was in an interview with George Stephanopoulos. Right?
Yeah, that's
Highly unlikely.
That's totally
Trust me.
totally false.
Trust me, we're doing it right.
I mean, they were taking over. You're talking about when we left Afghanistan, right? When we abandoned, that just Well,
and then they said,
you know what happened there.
And then the State Department was saying 90% of Americans who wanted to leave were able to leave. Well, 90% is an A, right?
Yeah, well, that's what teachers say. Yeah,
What about the 10% left behind
exactly.
to face the Taliban?
And I bet you it was more than 10%.
And then it was NGOs or private citizens trying to get the people out.
Yeah,
And
that's.
They made a movie about it. That Navy SEAL went back for his translator to get his translator and his family out.
Like you said, we could discuss all week his stretched facts.
So you know how they, instead of taking responsibility for their failed policies, they try to blame others, right? Big oil is to blame for high gas prices, right? Grocery stores, they're to blame for high food prices. Greedy corporations are to blame for inflation. That's their dirty little secret.
Yeah, this is all just, it's political. It's
Not their policies. Oh no.
yeah.
No.
It's driven.
It's not the person that pulls the trigger. It's the gun that's wrong.
Yeah,
The
I mean,
gun.
look what the Fed has done with the interest rates
Yeah.
and how that's affected
Oh yeah.
our
That's
economy.
crazy. Well, the absolute latest news from Washington D.C. This is like a couple days old, is that the city's adjutant general says the city cannot prosecute and arrest its way out of crime. He's telling that to residents of D.C. What?
Yeah, that is.
You can't?
That is ridiculous.
Why not?
Yeah, let's try it.
Crime is a crime.
Yeah.
But there's a little white lining to that. Parents, he said, parents should raise children to be good citizens. Well, that's true if there's two parents in the home,
Yeah, well, and that's true. That's a fact. They could do that, but a lot of them don't. And some of these children, as you call it, are out of control. Just look at Chicago.
Yeah.
They're
smash and grab, go crazy.
Yeah, murder rate, it's just out of control.
Yeah. All right, and the big lie by Democrats is that Trump tried to steal the 2020 election, and anyone who supports him is complicit with the big lie. If he tried to steal it, why was he not convicted through impeachment? He wasn't even charged.
Right. Same with insurrection, right? They throw that name all over the place. Why hasn't anybody been charged for that?
Only the Dems can dispute elections, not Republicans, right? All the Dems in 2016, he's not my president.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
and
even their top dog, no pun intended, to Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
She
finds so many creative ways to dispute it.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's like something new every time she talks about it.
She's still crying about it.
Yeah.
And we're almost 2 election cycles past that. So.
Yeah. So and Al Gore in 2000, hanging chair.
down in Florida. Yeah.
Oh, we dispute that. See, only Dems can do that, right? So the big lie continues as red states change electoral laws to steal the 2024 elections. What? How can they do that? How can red states do that? Wait. I thought the state legislatures determined the manner and time for elections. That's in the Constitution, right?
It's in the Constitution, yeah.
So the dagger is still held at the throat of democracy through little white lies.
Yep.
The Dems are pivoting away from the false claim of preventing people from voting to the claim of questioning whether ballots would be counted. Remember that? Every ballot must be counted.
Every ballot's going to be counted.
Maybe
twice.
Even the dead, yeah.
Yeah.
It's no longer who gets to vote, but who gets to count the vote. That's election subversion, right there. Remember Georgia's new election laws where the Dems cried, "Oh, it's Jim Crow 2.0." Remember that?
2.0, yeah.
What did the MLB do? Major League Baseball. They
pulled out.
They pulled the All-Star game out, right? Took it to Colorado.
That cost that city some money.
Where they have favorable, Dems and liberal policies there, right? Cost the city some money.
It did, yeah. And the vendors that are there, they were looking for all those people coming in, hotels,
honest folk trying to sell
restaurants.
stuff.
Yeah, vendors,
merchandise, food.
Just devastating.
But it turns out that the vote following passage of that law broke records for turnout. What about my body, my choice? It's my body, my choice, right? That's valid for abortion, right? That's what they say, the abortion ritual.
Yeah, unless you're talking about vaccines.
Right. You're talking about valid vaccines. It's not your right.
Yeah,
you must be vaccinated. Yeah. And we'll get the OSHA to make sure that employers make sure their employees are vaccinated, or you get fired. Right?
Fired, yep. Mandatory testing.
What about, so Pelosi declares that pro-Palestinian protesters are connected to Russia and pushing Putin's message. For reals? More Russian collusion?
More Russia what do they say? Russia?
Disinformation
syndrome, yeah.
How about the border is secure?
Yeah. That's what we just talked about. That.
You were saying it's not even a calendar. It's just wide open.
It is. It's wide open. People are coming out.
Another little white lie, right?
Yeah.
They believe in their mind it's secure because the Border Patrol snatches the people and relocates them into the interior, right? Through NGOs or whatever.
Move them on, yeah.
There was just an article, Atlanta, the international airport, there was a secret room holding, by NGOs, holding migrants before they were going to move on an airport.
Almost like the Underground Railroad, right? Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh gosh.
I mean, that's a talking thing we should do.
Oh
just
gosh.
On that. I mean, how can they do that? How can that happen? As tight,
they think they're on a
secured
crusade.
as these airports are with TSA.
They think they're on a crusade, and this is morally right. Why is it in secret? It's it's morally right. Okay, and what's up with not deporting illegal criminals? Aside from the fact that we passed the bill usually, Dems can help illegals evade ICE, in some cases being secretly whisked away out of the court before ICE can catch up to them. Does it take a public outcry of 4 illegals attacking New York's finest to get illegals deported? You're racist if you want to deport illegals.
Yeah, that's
Right?
wrong. I mean, you'd think that these organizations, ICE and the FBI, the local law enforcement would all work together, but unfortunately they don't. They just don't.
There's an agenda. And Elon Musk watched our show. Elon Musk watched our show because he said the end state is that they stay in power. He watched our show.
That's what they
Elon,
want.
thank you. If you want
Yeah.
to send some comments to us, we'd
Yeah.
love to talk about them.
Yeah.
Thank you, Elon.
Maybe you can.
Appreciate it.
Maybe you can be a guest on our show.
That would be
Elon.
great,
That
Mr.
would be
Musk.
cool.
If you
Yeah.
want to join us,
We'll
we
do it
would love
remotely.
that.
We'll do it remotely.
Well, or you could come here. We cook you dinner, cook you lunch, whatever.
We'll make room for you.
Bring
at
out
the
the
table.
root beers.
At the table.
Okay, so what about this? Soccer moms and soccer dads at school board hearings are domestic terrorists.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a
absolutely.
cudgel, man.
You know?
It's like a cudgel.
It's just, it's that kind of stuff is just out of control. People are just
Out of control.
It is. It is. Don't get me started on that.
What about how in the pre-2020 election, the talking point, check this out, the talking point was Joe Biden's a moderate that'll return us to normal, right? What about that? You fooled the independents on that one.
Yeah.
That was a doozy.
Oh, that's a doozy.
And systemic racism in the police forces across the United States? Crime doesn't know color, right? We talked about that. Lady Justice,
Exactly.
blind.
Yeah. Blind, yeah.
I don't know. Unless you're watching Law and Order Special Victims Unit, right?
Right.
So what about the BLM Antifa protests were mostly peaceful? CNN, right?
Yeah, as they burned
Oh.
burned federal buildings and tore into people's private property.
Almost as ridiculous as Jerry Nadler, bold-faced saying, Antifa's a myth.
Yeah, it was a myth. Yeah, I wish Jerry Nadler
Bold-faced.
was a myth.
When reporters were chasing him to try and get a comment, right? How about hydroxychloroquine is not only useless against COVID-19, but extremely dangerous? Really? I took that drug in combat as an anti-malarial.
Yeah, it's proven.
My
to
eyes
be
aren't
that.
glowing. Look, they're not glowing. I'm still here, right?
And they've been
None of
using
my
that drug
limbs
for
fell
years,
off.
right?
Yeah.
That's been on the been
Yeah.
on the docket for years.
How about the doctor assigns gender at birth as a pretense for there being many genders? The doctor did it, right? I thought that was science, man. X and XX and XY or whatever. Double X.
Yeah, or
chromosome?
maybe even a higher power than science.
Exactly. Okay. The doctor's the first one that sees the baby, right?
Well,
Okay.
we could debate that, right?
Right. A white female claims to be Native American, although only 1,024th. Actually, she identified as Native American, so it's okay, right?
Sure.
My daddy used to tell us we've got the cheekbones, right?
Yeah, can we not identify as whatever we want to at the moment?
Yeah, I
and
could
we
be a
can
chipmunk,
change, right?
I could be a chipmunk
Or
right
a
now.
tree.
Yeah, or a tree.
You know?
Yeah. Well, John Kerry looks like a tree, big old oak tree.
Yeah. I want to identify as like a pile of $1 million.
You might get ravaged. Is that the only way?
Yeah.
Ravaged?
I don't know.
Okay, how about this big one? You can keep your doctor. You can keep your doctor. Remember that?
Yeah, that goes
Obamacare?
way back. That goes way back to Barack Obama.
Yeah, where it all started.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
keep your doctor.
And we're just going to be fair, no new taxes. Read my lips, no new taxes. That was Bush Sr., right?
Yeah.
But that was kind of...
Just keep it real here, going to both sides.
Not kind of a hat trick, it's just a broken promise, right?
Right.
He still could have did no taxes.
Yeah,
But
it
it got
didn't
reelected.
Didn't work out.
And the laptop from hell is Russian disinformation, right?
Yeah, well, that's been proven to be
dirty
a big,
51.
big fat lie because that's
Oh.
all there.
You remember when inflation started to ramp up, right? It wasn't going to happen at all. Then it's not going to happen very long. And now it's blamed on the Russian invasion of Ukraine, what's being called Putin's price hike. Remember that?
Yeah, that's kind of the same thing we heard about COVID, right? We're only going to have to lock down for a couple weeks, right?
Yeah.
Wear a mask for
Yeah.
a couple weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, it's just you get a little bit more accept the more
Couple
that we
weeks,
talk
couple
about
years. What's the difference?
it. They also created echo chambers to turn little white lies into truths. Do you notice how these little white lies lack specificity? Right? Often their lies are projection of their actions. Right? I want you to mark my words. The Iran nuclear deal, a signature deal of the Obama administration, is going to backfire in their face, and they'll blame Trump for getting us out of that deal, and that's why it backfired. I hate to say it, but
That is a big deal too.
It is a big deal.
We're giving money to a terrorist organization.
something bad's going to happen. Something bad's going to happen. It'll be Trump's fault.
Yeah, and
But it's not.
I'm sorry for the people that have family and in serving in the military right now, because it just I would be very, very concerned if I had we have a commander in chief that he's a loose cannon.
Yeah.
He's
gibberish. He's gibberish.
and it's
Stumbling
mainly
and bumbling.
politically driven. Not that other presidents have not done the same thing, but he is definitely. It's like this timing on these attacks that just happened in Iraq and.
Yeah, I saw that. It was like overboard. There was a lot of attacks.
A lot of attacks.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, and it's.
and he says he doesn't want to start a war, but those kind of attacks, that's going to get Iran's attention, and they're going to fire back. They're going to punch back.
Yeah, I even heard that there was maybe even a little warning about where they were going to attack and what they were going to attack. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, folks, that's all the time we have. If you liked what you saw today, click subscribe and tell your friends, tell your family, and tell your enemies.
Yeah.
Watch us.
Comments, good and bad. We love them.
We love them. Elon
Yep.
Musk, we look forward to your comments. Thanks, and see ya.
Have a good day.